Alrighty, friends. I think I have hit the button. And I should be nice and live and coming to you across the waves. Just waiting for it to catch up. This is always the worst part, waiting to make sure that you guys over at YouTube are getting the sound and vision. And you are. Oh, oops, I hit the wrong thing. Hold on. There we go. All right. I need you to let me know that you can see and hear me. Hello. I'll wait for a few of the messages to come into the chat, but while we're waiting for that, I just want to welcome everyone to another live session with me. I had such a crazy week that I just figured going live was a lot easier than trying to create and edit a video. So, if I keep looking off to the side, it's because I have my camera here, but my monitors and everything are over here. And I've got controls and things because I'm going to press quite a few buttons. I'm good at pressing buttons. Just ask anyone that's ever actually met me. And I've got the chat over there, like bottom corner. One day I'll have a better setup where the camera and everything. But if I look at the monitors straight on in the camera, all you see is the monitors reflected in my glasses. So, yes, so hi and welcome everyone for being here. As we all know, I am going to start another sew along, which will fill in the time in between Pat's 2 block Wednesdays. So she was taking about a month's break this time, but we're going to go over a course of 12 weeks. But Pat's Wednesday sew along, which I'll also be doing videos for, is only 9 weeks. And that'll be towards the end of it. So 1 block a week, and I think that everyone can manage. What I have put together for everyone today, which will be available in a link under the video once we have finished with the live, is just the requirements document. And in here, it also just has a brief cutting instructions for the borders, sashing, and binding. What I've said in the text here for the requirements is that you'll need around 4 yards of fabric. 4 yards will give you plenty. Now, I had a few people ask in the chat whether they could use different background fabrics and, using up some scraps and things from other projects. And to that, I would say yes. But for all your sashing and borders, I'd have the one fabric so that the overall quilt in the end is a cohesive look. And so while we're talking about that, for the sashing fabrics, which is indicated in red in the document that I just held up before, you want a contrast, but something that's also going to complement all of the fabrics that you use for the 12 blocks that we'll be making. So in my instance, everybody voted, and I'll get to that in just a moment. You like my rainbow nails? Just something a bit different for today. While we're on that, because this is a little bit of a Q&A, I had another few people ask me again about why I only paint one hand with my nails. And that is because every year in October, I help raise funds for a charity called The Polished Man. And the idea is that for the month of October, you paint just one nail on your finger and on your hand, sorry. And it's supposed to kickstart a conversation. That charity raises funds to help women and children that have been affected by violence. And shortly I will have my fundraising link up again for this year's fundraising. I just went one step further and I did the whole hand, and I do it all year long. It's just a habit that I got into, and I get excited about all the different colors. Right, so back to the sampler. So this document will be available after we're finished. Add a link in the download below, and I'll add it to the files section over at the Facebook group Kendall's Quilting Corner, spelt with K's, and quilting is KW for anyone that's looking that up. I'll also put a link to that in the description box once the live is finished. No good, Glenda. Sorry. All of your brownie points are now torn up. I don't know how you will redeem them, but we'll see. Okay, so everybody did a fantastic job. And this sew along, as we have talked about in the past, will be based on the wonderful Encyclopedia of Pieced Quilt Patterns by Barbara Brackman. Now, I did say, and I will repeat again, you do not need the book to participate in this sew along, as I will be picking blocks, and I'm going to show you how in just a moment. And then I will do all the hard work on the construction of that block, including making a video, as I always do. And those videos will be a premiere each Saturday at the 7:15. So, all the blocks will come out of just one chapter from the Encyclopedia of Pieced Quilt Patterns, which I went in the first instance to keep it simple. I went with the chapter for the equal 9 patches. So all being a 12-inch block, the equal 9 patches, each component of that block will be a 4-inch finished section. And throughout the videos, I've already picked the first block at random and recorded the video just to get myself ahead a bit. Now, while we're on that point, I told you in the video last Saturday that we will have a Wheel of Fortune type scenario to select our blocks for us. And as I said, I've done the first one ahead of schedule so that I can already have that recorded and ready for next Saturday. I think we're going to have an ad. I'm not sure what that does to the live stream. It just says ads inserted. So maybe that's for once the live stream is over. All right. So what I have done is I've set up, I changed all the settings. One moment, please. Oh, hold on. I know what I got to do. Right. There we go. I have set up a wheel. And on this wheel, there is 173 blocks that are from the chapter Equal 9 patch in the book, which are blocks 1601. Just forgive the janky angles trying to set everything up. To, I think it's 1762 is the last one. And so what I did, which you'll see at the start of the first video, sorry about all the movement on the screen, folks. I know. What you'll see on the first video is I've already made the selection for that first block. And but what we'll do as part of today is pick the last 11, if that's what people want. Otherwise, we can just have me do it behind the scenes, and I can put that at the start of the video so that you know that it is at random and I'm not just picking numbers. So let me know in the comments below the video once it's finished today, and also in our chat while we're here now. Would you like me to do the selection of the block live, which I'd have to do in front so that I've got time to build the videos? Or do you trust me to insert the footage of me selecting that week's block at the start of that week's video. Let me know in the comments below. But just to show you how it actually works, I will spin it now, and it will give us our first, well, not our first one, but just show you how it does it. Everything is in random in there. And it'll spin, and now this says to me that our winner is 1729. So then I'll go straight to the book. I'll look up that block number, 1729. Now this won't be part of our quilt. This is just me showing you. And 1729 is The Blockhouse by Nancy Cabot, 1936, which is this block here, which you won't see because I've left the other screen up. So 1729 is this block here. Then what I'll do is take that, get the pattern ready, record the video, and show you how to make it. In each of those videos, I will be making it 2 different ways, using traditional piecing with that cutting, and I've also got some templates that I wanted to use. I was going to do AccuQuilt, but I don't have the right size dies. So I do have something else here, which is another tool, which I've teased in the group before, but I can show you that in the videos. The first video, as I said, is already done for next Saturday because I needed to get ahead of the schedule. Right. So yes, the video in the broadcast is far behind where I'm up to. All right. Now, in the group the other day, I posted 3 lots of fabric. I had this lovely grey selection. I had what I was calling a white selection, even though there is a black in there. And I had these red fabrics with some solids on the side. I asked all you guys which one I should use without saying at that time what it was for, but it is for this sew along. So it was unanimous that I should go with red. No surprise there, I must admit. So I went with the red fabrics, which you can see whichever finger. That one. Here. Now, these fabrics are from an older line from a designer called Dale Allen Rose. And he was, at that time, also known as the Quilting Cowboy. This was his second collection called Leaf that he did with Wyndham Fabrics. It is quite old. Well, no, I shouldn't say quite old. It's about 2 to 3 years old. But I do have some of it here. And that is what I'm going to be using for my blocks. So that is where we're up to with that. Now, thank you everyone for letting me pick them ahead. I will film it as I'm doing the spinny wheel for each block. And it will be included in the footage at the start of each video. Every Saturday morning at the 7:15 will be a live chat premiere. I just figure to keep it a bit of a mystery and a surprise, thank you so much for letting me do that. But I am actually going to get all of these filmed within the next week. Hopefully. Okay, so I had a couple of questions that came in. And I'm thinking that everybody here in the community can help out on this. Now, on the actual YouTube post that I made, I'll turn that fabric off now. On the YouTube post that I made, I had Anne Buckley, who's in the chat. Hi, Anne. She's wanting to use a dark background for the first time. So what can we do as a community to convince her that a dark background is a good thing? I didn't have very many examples of my own, except, let me see, if I add an image, just call it image, browse, can I take it from, just bear with. So, okay, we'll move this over here. There's one quilt that I did with a dark background, and you'll notice that the colors that are on the dark background really pop against the dark background, but you don't want to use any that are complementary or in the same tonal range as the background. So if it's not a solid black, you really want colors that are vibrant, and then the background will also help to make those pop off that background. Another example that I can show you of something that I have made, image 2, bruise, photos, would be my trinket quilt that I did as a sew along last year with Alison Glass. Now it is all in grunge, and that's way too big. And that's another example of a dark background, but again, I had the rainbow fabrics to go with it. But you see those light colors still do show up, but the purple is possibly a little bit too close to the color of the background. So when using a dark background, you've just got to be a little bit more careful than when it's white, that everything is actually going to contrast and pop off each other. Now, if anyone in the community has examples of quilts that they have already made with a dark background, I'm sure that Anne would love to see your posts. Now, I'm not sure, Anne, if you are in the Facebook group, and I can't post things over at the YouTube channel, but we'll just see how we go. All right, sorry for making everyone dizzy moving those images around. It's the only way I could think to show you. Okay, we had another question over at YouTube, which was about resizing blocks, and that was from Nancy. So, Nancy, if you're watching this, what I might do with resizing blocks is actually try and do a separate video at some point and break that all down for you, and how you can go around doing that rather than having that as part of this Q&A today. There was two other questions, I think, over at Facebook. Let me see. One person, Deirdre, was asking where are the requirements, and I hadn't done them yet. That's this document that will go out today. And we had Jan ask, can the backgrounds be scrappy? But we also had somebody else ask me, can the backgrounds be scrappy? And I think I covered that earlier with some of the things I was saying. Okay, great. And I wasn't sure. I was pretty sure that you were in the Facebook group. So if we get some people to share their quilts with dark backgrounds, I know that there was one butterfly garden that had a black background, and it was just absolutely stunning. Okay, so I think I covered using scrappy backgrounds before. Let me know if I didn't. I'm just going to take a sip of my drink. Oh, that one's empty. While I wait for the text to come through. Oh, sorry for the ASMR of me drinking water. Waiting for the video to catch up. Okay. I think I've been silent long enough, staring at myself on the screen. So if there are any other questions in the chat today, I think I've got everything ready to go for next Saturday. Once everybody can download and grab this document, that'll give you a start. And in here, I even talk about the fact that from the background fabric, try and cut the border strips lengths of fabric before cutting the rest of the background fabric. It's something that I always do. And if nobody has any other questions, that might be where we leave it for today. What did everyone think of the Wheel of Fortune? Oh, and if you've been really eagle-eyed, you'll see sitting there on that cutting mat is that first block. Hi, James. We're just finishing up. But I know it's super early for you, so that's all good. So, no other questions, no one in the chat. Then we're all good to go to start next Saturday at the same time, 7:15 a.m. It will be a premiere that will have the chat attached to it. And, but it won't be live like this one and last week's has been. Yeah, I just noticed that block was sitting there. Oh, well. And you'll notice it's not red, so maybe I have... I was honest, I am making the red one. Alrighty, folks, I will let you go and get about your glorious Saturday while I get about heading into my glorious Sunday. As I said, everything will be up in the Facebook group, and I'll add a few links in the description box below. God, I went completely blank right then. And as always, I'll see you all again real soon. Bye for now.